Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Profit by Design podcast. I am Melissa Kay, the lead strategist at Tap the Potential. And joining me today is Kaitlyn Beaver, our client success and connect team lead, as well as our how to hire the best strategist. So we are thrilled to have you today. And we do want to share that Dr. Sabrina is actually on her 4-week vacation right now. And she had to unexpectedly begin her vacation 2 weeks early. So as you tune in to today's podcast, please keep in mind that everything that we're sharing with you about setting your team up for success today and what Kaitlyn and I will be sharing over the next few weeks is exactly what our team is experiencing right now. We have all of the systems in place to run Tap the Potential effectively and efficiently, and have done so since the very first day of Dr. Sabrina's absence. And we haven't missed a beat. In fact, our team had the time and space to just rally around one another for support and love in the midst of shifting and covering for her. We also ran our week-long workshop, the Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart, without her, which was a goal that we had planned to implement in 2025. So in addition to getting all of the system in place and being able to run and have a great team in place, the Tap the Potential solution also helps you grow your revenue and pay yourself appropriately and to be profitable and grow your business to the point where it has value for sale. And this can all be done in just a few years' time. And so everything that Kaitlyn and I are going to be sharing with you over the next 5 weeks or so is a true behind the scenes look at how we run things at Tap the Potential and how we teach you to run your business using the Tap the Potential solution. So be sure to tune in and learn how we are implementing this solution so that we can run our business effectively. If Dr. Sabrina is here or not, we truly walk our talk. And we're so passionate with you about sharing the systems that we have in place so that you can take your life back from your business as well and improve the quality for your culture, for your team members, and delivery of services to your clients. And we're extremely passionate, and you're going to hear a lot about this today, in our belief that work does support life, not the other way around. And this podcast series over the next few weeks is dedicated to you, our listeners, in hopes that you will join us in taking the 4-week vacation pledge so that you can focus on what matters most. So today we're sharing how to set your team up for success by truly empowering them to be able to make decisions, which is the key to taking your life back from your business. To do this effectively, you're going to need to prepare your team with your compelling, vivid vision, your immutable laws, field of play, and filter questions. You'll also want to equip them and yourself with tools for effective decision-making. When your team aligns around your vision and your immutable laws, they can see the future they're working to create together and to create that great workplace culture. So with the field of play defined, your team members are going to know what it looks like to be successful in their role. And by having your immutable laws established and filter questions, they will be able to work together in your absence to address the majority of the challenges that could arise. And when you do all of this and equipping them with tools for effective decision-making, they're going to make quality decisions based on your company's goals in your absence. And your team is going to show up, offer initiative, solutions to gaps, and make better decisions when you are there. So let's get into your compelling, vivid vision. So what is this? Your compelling, vivid vision compels you, and it drives you forward. Your vision compels your team members. Momentum begins to happen when A players come together and rally around a compelling, vivid vision. Your vision is first and foremost for your life. After all, remember, work supports life, not the other way around. Your vision encompasses your life's purpose and that overall impact you'll make as you achieve your business vision. And once your personal vision is clear, then it's time to weave in the business vision, asking, how will success in my business support my personal vision?
I love that. And when we're thinking about our compelling, vivid vision, we really need to start with your vision for your life and what it is that you want to be experiencing. If you focus your vision entirely on your business, well, first, you're not alone. We see so many clients who aren't doing this. They aren't taking into account that work that supports life, right? But what happens is that means it's not connected to a greater sense of meaning for you. And you really miss out on the power of intrinsic motivation. After all, it's much harder to push through the difficult times when there's not a sense of greater meaning or purpose attached to the effort that you're putting into your business. Even if that push is connected to accomplishing something great in the business, it still needs to be connected at an even deeper level for you personally. And your personal connection to the vision really invites your team to personally connect to that overall company vision that you've created.
This is so true, Kaitlyn. And we find that the most compelling visions are those that start with the big why for the big business owner. The business owner who knows at a very deep level why the business success is so important for the owner and the team and those that are served by the business. This drives incredible loyalty and persistence and resilience in their team. A business vision is only compelling as a personal vision to which it's connected. And we've coached many, many clients over the years. And the ones who really skyrocket their success, who've overcome obstacles and challenges, are completely crystal clear on what they are creating and how that creation will have a greater impact on their family and their team and their community.
Right. And something that is significant when we're thinking about vivid vision is the effects of chronic stress. And when we're able to ascribe meaning to the stressors that we encounter, we are better able to mitigate the effects of stress on our bodies. And when your business undergoes transformation, there are lots of changes. When we're able to make sense of those changes as being a part of propelling us toward our vision, those changes are less stressful and we are more likely to persist to the other side of those changes. What makes visioning so powerful? Well, when we vision, we connect with our intrinsic motivation and those experiences that bring us satisfaction and joy and that make our life feel meaningful. When we create that vision, we really start with what we want to be experiencing. It's not about what we want to have, it's really what we want to experience.
Wow, I love this, Kaitlyn. Your vision is connected to your dreams and what you want to experience in your life and the lives of your team members. So, Kaitlyn, can you share how your experience of how having a vision for Tap the Potential, your role in Tap the Potential, and then having that personal vision, which we share in our team meetings, has really impacted you as a team member?
This is a tough question to answer, Melissa. I'm not sure where to start. So many things are coming up for me. I remember the first time I heard our company's vision from Dr. Sabrina. She read it. We were all together during our VIP days, which is when we do one-to-one strategy with business owners in person. It was so profound, and I felt excitement. I felt energized. I loved learning about the why behind what we do at Tap the Potential. There was also a part of me that felt a bit overwhelmed. When I was asked about my goals and my dreams, I took pause and I was afraid to answer. Um, because I didn't have dreams. Although I've been goal setting since I can remember, dreaming and visioning wasn't a part of my everyday life, and it certainly wasn't part of my work life. I didn't hear questions being asked around how I wanted to add value and where I wanted to shine, where I wanted to grow, and the impact that I wanted to have. And so, as soon as Dr. Sabrina shared her vision with me, my mind just went racing. I felt like a squirrel. I was immediately starting to identify ways that I could use my strengths to help our team and our clients succeed, propelling us towards that overall vision. I think most importantly, when I had read or when I'd heard Dr. Sabrina share her vision, is it really opened my mind to what's possible. As business owners, and I've seen this with our clients, you give and you give to your team and to your clients.
Mhm.
And sometimes I think it's hard to um really find people who stand in your mission, vision, and purpose and really want and really gravitate towards that and want to see you succeed. So it can be hard to be vulnerable, but she was. And in that moment, I was excited. I thought, okay, this is going to be a great opportunity for me to understand what our overall vision and impact was going to be, and then how I, as an A player, was going to support in that.
Mhm.
What was really interesting is that I was asked to take it a step further, Melissa. And you know this because you walked me through this process as well of creating my personal vision. I was really lost on where to get started, and I'm sure that other A players and leaders can understand if you come from, a different background in the corporate world. You don't get asked these questions a lot. And to be honest, like most of our listeners, I consider myself a realist. So I surround myself with a lot of visionaries, but I'm an executor, right? So I'm the one who comes up with a realistic plan on how to accomplish your goals. But what I found is that taking this approach took me away from dreaming and from visioning because I focused solely on the how instead of the why. So when I was empowered to create my personal vision, all of the pieces started to really fit together for me. And I started to understand this meaning behind work that supports life.
Mhm.
We are whole humans when we show up to work day in and day out to our businesses. And what we need to recognize is our work and our life are intertwined and they impact one another. And when
Mhm.
we don't create a personal vision that accompanies our business vision, we're robbing ourselves of what's possible for us and for our businesses, for our teams, for our clients. And so when I walked through this process with you, our integrator, Amy, Dr. Sabrina, and even other members of the Tap the Potential team, it opened my eyes to what's possible. You helped me pave a way through Tap the Potential in a way that still aligned with accomplishing our goals, our key metrics, and the growth of Tap the Potential. It also allowed me to strengthen opportunities with everyone on the team. And this is because I think as A players, it's really hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to dig deep and understand what our dreams are and what our vision is for the future. On the business owner side, they you might feel overwhelmed and you might feel scared to hear what their dreams and what their goals are because you know you have so much going on in the business and you don't know how to show up and how to support them. But when I identified the personal and the professional vision as it aligned with Tap the Potential, and I shared that with our team members, each team member was able to rally around and show up and support, help me overcome challenges that I was facing as I was transitioning from success concierge to team lead, and found ways that they could mentor me so that I could really transform myself and show up as the person that I so wanted to be. So I love this idea of bridging that gap and taking that company vision helping your A players come up with a professional vision and then taking it a step further and really understanding how it relates to their lives and what they hope to accomplish outside of the business. Because now I feel these things have been able to help me come into my own and step into my own authentic leadership, and really just support the company and our team as we continue to grow Tap the Potential. It's been an incredible experience, and the team has shown me so much kindness and support and love. And for that, I feel so thankful because we just did a really fun exercise where we read our visions halfway through the year, and all my entire vision has completely come true. And now I get to reword my vision for the rest of the year because we're all experiencing this collectively as a team where we're accomplishing our goals together. And it's the best experience.
It is. There's so much that you're sharing that we can unpack, and maybe we need to tack on a few podcast episodes here. But there's two things that I really want to touch on. Number one is, as we read our vision, you're right, you accomplished your vision, and I've accomplished 75% of my vision in just this first 6 months of the year. It's incredible. And a big part of that reason is because we do have accountability. So we're not creating the vision and setting it down. We have accountability on our team, and we very much do have a coaching culture where we support one another through team and one-to-one meetings. But the other thing that I really want to point out is when we create our vision, we don't need to know how we're going to get there. And that's so impactful. And if you are very much like Kaitlyn and you're in a space where it's hard to come up with your vision or dream, just rewind this episode, listen to it again, and just look at the impact when you let go of the how. Because focusing on the how does interfere with visioning. So you're going to focus on what you want to create and experience in your life, because circumstances are going to arise, and that's going to impact how we do the things that we do day to day in our business. And we're likely going to change the how as we go. So your vision becomes a filter to help you make decisions. When we're making decisions on a daily basis, we can use our vision as a tool to analyze the choices that we're making. You can ask yourself, which choice moves me closer to my vision? Or which choice might take me off track from my vision? And having that clear, compelling vision allows us to avoid the survival trap. And as entrepreneurs, we can so easily fall into the survival trap. And yet many survival decisions just take us off track from our vision. An example of this is perhaps we choose to take on a client that's outside of our sweet spot to earn some additional revenue. That client's going to bring in the revenue, but the time that our team spends on adapting our service to the client's needs take away our time from actually serving our top clients. And a decision like this just keeps us in the survival trap for our business. And when we follow the trajectory of our survival decisions over time, they will take us far, far away from our vision.
You're hitting the nail on the head. Some of the most dangerous choices are those that are somewhat in alignment with our vision right now, but not in the future. And if you follow the trajectory of that choice time and time again, you see just how far away you can get from your vision. We make decisions daily, multiple times per day. And if one survival trap decision can take us that far off the mark in a short period of time, just imagine the cumulative impact of hundreds of decisions made without a clear vision in mind. I mean, it's no wonder we entrepreneurs feel like lost souls sometimes.
Exactly. The compelling, vivid vision really tells us what to say yes to and what to say no to. Because when we say yes to one opportunity, we're saying no to other experiences. And we want to be mindful of those, the no's that are contained in our yeses. We want to be sure that we're saying yes to the opportunities that fully align with our vision. And as you begin to write your vision, you're going to want to use language that evokes imagery. So it should read like we can see a movie in your mind. In fact, Kaitlyn wrote her vision and then created a vision board and framed it. And I just love this so much, Kaitlyn. And I would love for you to share your vision board process with us.
Such a good question. I think it really starts 2 years ago. So I want to backtrack something I had said earlier around not having my dreams defined. I think that when we talk about dreaming and visioning, sometimes people get excited. Sometimes people say, I have no idea where to get started. That was me. I was a victim of this. And a couple of years ago, I had really started going through dreamstorming sessions and unpacking with Melissa in our Dream Manager program, just unlocking the impact that I wanted to have and asking myself really deep questions to help guide me in understanding what are the things that I would regret not doing? What is the impact that I want to have? How do I want to leave my mark on the world? Those are deep questions, and I didn't have the answers to those questions. I really leaned in to the unknown and the uncertainty and just writing down what came to mind and asking myself those powerful questions at different times in my journey at Tap the Potential. And the first step that I took was the Wheel of Life. I looked at the Wheel of Life, which is something that we have at Tap the Potential, and it really shows you all these different aspects of us as whole humans. It's about how we show up for ourselves in self-care. It's about our mental health and well-being. It's about how we build relationships with others. Um, and our career development, what we see for ourselves in the future. And I rated myself on a scale of 1 to 10, where I feel strong and where I don't. And I started to really reflect on, where do I want to be? If I am looking at, for example, where my career is at, and I'm rating myself a 5 out of 10 on how good I'm feeling and how I feel that I am being a gift from my gifts, what does a 10 look like? What am I doing? How am I showing up? What are the things that I'm learning so that I can put them into my tool belt and continue to help our company grow? What does that look like? But it took a lot of introspection, asking powerful questions, getting real with myself. And when I sat down and I pulled all these pieces together, I unplugged from my day to day. I changed my environment. I sat outside. That's where I feel most grounded, is in nature. And I just wrote the answers to the questions that were coming up, and being very action oriented and saying, okay, how can I take what I'm learning, where I want to be, into actionable steps so that a year from now, I am experiencing X, I am feeling Y, I am accomplishing Z. And I got very clear on that, pulled all of this together, and then I shared it. I shared it with everyone on the team. And they said, well, Kaitlyn, you should put this into a vision board. You should really sit down and pull together, paint a picture of the actions that you're going to take and the feelings and experiences that you want to have over this next year. So that's how I pulled together a written and a visual vision board for my success.
I love this, Kaitlyn. And Kaitlyn has shared some powerful questions, but there's also some powerful questions and examples of personal and business vision statements to support you in creating your vision in Dr. Sabrina's 4-week vacation book. Remember that as challenges arise, making achieving your vision seem unattainable, seek out opportunities, because it is in the challenges that our greatest opportunities exist. And if you're 100% committed to your vision, I strongly recommend that you add in coaching, accountability, and support from other peers and entrepreneurs to help you keep track with your vision. I want you to design your vision and share it. And when you share your vision, you create opportunities for others to support your vision and really rally together to help you achieve that vision. So share it with your team, and your team's going to be inspired by your vision and their role in helping you bring it to life. Your team is going to look for opportunities to support you. and they can clearly see how they fit into your vision.
I love that. And again, the reason why we're here today is to help you set your team up for success so that you can start taking time away from the business. Right? So we've talked a lot about your compelling, vivid vision and how to crystallize this, steps that you can take right now to start bringing together your vision. Another important piece to this puzzle is defining your immutable laws. And what's so interesting is that the most impactful thing that we teach our clients at Tap the Potential by far is to be able to develop their immutable laws. These are your core values, your non negotiables in the business. They're your fundamentals and your organizing principles to your actions. The reason why this is so important is because when we're thinking about your team and your clients, in order for you to be able to take time away from your business, you have to be able to create a company culture so that you trust your team and your team can support your clients. Your team is excited to work with your clients because they have these immutable laws that bind them together. And your team can support the business without you needing to be there. So by defining your immutable laws, I want you to think about this really being the seeds of your culture. These are going to be vital to your success. And when we define those immutable laws, it helps you not only attract the right clients to be working with, it also attracts the right team members. And when we think about how to define those core values, there are two key questions that you want to be asking yourself. So, first, what has made you feel proud lately? What has happened with your team or with your clients or with the stories that you hear in your business that gets you excited? Chances are there's a core value that's being honored there. Now, on the flip side, have you ever had that experience where you're in business, you're into the day-to-day, and maybe a team member upset you? They ticked you off or they rubbed you the wrong way. There's an underlying pattern there. There's an underlying core value that's being violated, and you want to identify that. When we capture these experiences over time, and we identify the patterns that are underlying here to help us determine those core values, and we showcase them in the things that we're doing. This really helps your company. This helps your clients and your team foster a positive workplace culture. And when we have that piece in place, when we have that coaching culture piece in place, then that can help us take time away from the business and sustain it long term because your team members are set up for success.
Absolutely, Kaitlyn. Immutable laws are the key to everything. And in the Better Business, Better Life program, we actually support you in articulating your immutable laws during our mission, vision, and purpose course. Because let's face it, you're all listening here today. And if you're not already in our program, it sounds great. And you know that these are things that you need to do, but when are you actually going to do them? And how long is it going to take you to do it yourself? So we give you all of the tools that you need to be able to effectively define your mission, vision, purpose, and your immutable laws. Recently, we supported one of our clients in our program to create interview questions from her immutable laws. And now she has an A player on her team that she absolutely loves and is really tremendously helping her move the business forward and bring in more revenue. And this team member actually replaced an employee who was draining money from the company. And as a matter of fact, close to a year. So when you have identified these immutable laws, they help you in ways that you just can't even begin to think of as you're hearing this message. And it really supports you in what to say yes to and what to say no to, because everything goes back to those core values.
Absolutely, absolutely. So step number 3 is really understanding this field of play. If you are a business owner that has a team, right? But maybe they don't know what's expected of them, or they don't have the key result defined. This is incredibly important
Mm.
because team members who know what's expected of them, what results constitute winning, what behavior is out of bounds, while receiving frequent feedback and timely performance feedback to improve their results. Those are your high performing team members. That is how you build a lean and mighty team. It's important as business owners and leaders that we create boundaries by defining what winning looks like,
Mm.
as well as understanding what are those non-negotiables, the out of bound behaviors. The reason why we want to understand these boundaries is because it creates freedom within the playing field. And A players thrive in having freedom and autonomy. In conjunction, if you know your immutable laws, that really defines those out of bound behaviors, right? If we know what your non negotiables are, what you're not okay with happening in the business, and you define what those expectations are and what winning looks like, then you can set your team members up for success to be able to try new things. And it's important to take that a step further and establish a clear result that's expected from each role and tie all of this into the greater company goals, the sweet spot, and the profitability.
Mm.
And then all of these things should connect to your overall vision. When you have this in place, every team member knows why they do, what happens when they don't do what is expected of them, and more importantly, what happens when they meet or exceed expectations. Your team members should be setting up their own goals to better their best from quarter to quarter, right? But you should be defining that field of play so the goals they set connect to the company goals and your compelling, vivid vision. So again, your team members set their goals to better their best. And you are defining those boundaries, those out of bound behaviors, and you're sharing that company vivid vision so that all these pieces are coming together. And when it's clearly defined what winning looks like, this is where business is a fun game to play. And your A players will want to show up with their A game. Because when you know what's important to your team members, their goals, their hopes, their dreams, you are able to connect their winning in their role to the achievement of the personal vision. And what this means is we're fully tapping into the power of intrinsic motivation.
I love this, Kaitlyn. So let's dig in to equipping your team members with tools for making better decisions. So when it comes to decisions and choices in our business, many of us operate in reaction mode. We rarely take the time that we need to think through choices and alternatives, much less consulting with others before we make those decisions, because we're in the survival trap, right? But involving your team in that decision making forces you to slow down your decision making process, which allows for another perspective. And when you ask input from others on your team, it gives you alternatives that you might not identify yourself. So I've learned on our team to consult Donna, our client concierge, before I begin any project in client delivery. Donna is very high task, and she thinks things through before she acts. I'm a people type, so I tend to react emotionally first. And I always know that Donna is going to calmly consider all of those possible outcomes of a decision before jumping in. So when we couple that team decision making with powerful questioning, we make better decisions. And those decisions keep us aligned with our vision and with our goals. Because the questions we ask determine the solutions we find. And if we don't like the solutions that we're finding, then we need to ask some better questions. And again, you can see some powerful questions in the 4-week vacation book. In our Better Business, Better Life program, we have a quarterly mastermind group. And during that time, we brainstorm or Q-storm powerful questions to support our business owners to consider before making decisions to actually solve that issue that they're experiencing. As a business owner, we must support our teams to make those better decisions in our absence. And by having a coaching culture and asking better questions, you can avoid that survival trap and therefore achieve the vision for your business. So you need to equip your team with a decision-making filter. And to make those decisions that align with the vision and avoid that survival trap, it helps to have a decision-making filter or a series of questions to run options through. And you can find a list of amazing questions again in that 4-week vacation book to support your team members in making those quality decisions. So we've shared how to set your team up for success so that you can take more time off and be prepared for these unexpected events when you can't be there, as well as take a 4-week vacation. And keep in mind, when you implement everything that we've shared today, not only are you creating a sustainable business, but you're creating a thriving company culture where A players want to be. If you missed episodes 304 and 305, be sure to tune in and see how our clients, Sarah, Abby, Trent, and Lori, have implemented the steps that we've shared today and how they have businesses that really support them. And don't just listen to the podcast. Join us in the Better Business, Better Life program. And in episode 304, Trent shares his story about coaching with us. He says, trust that the Tap the Potential solution will benefit you in ways that you cannot comprehend until you've done it. You will get benefits that you can't think of. You won't regret it. And many of the business owners that we speak to after reading the 4-week vacation book think that they get it, but truthfully, they don't. You need coaches to support you, or you're going to keep putting it off and never implement what we're teaching. And even if you do, it's going to take you years and years longer by doing it yourself. We've gone through the School of Hard Knocks. We reduce that time and keep you highly focused and motivated and give you the accountability, the coaching, and the tools that you need to reach your vision. So reach out, join us in the Better Business, Better Life program, book a call with Kaitlyn to learn how you can get started. And Kaitlyn, will you share with our listeners how they can connect with you?
Absolutely. So you can book a call with me at tapthepotential.com. You can also reach right out at Kaitlyn at tapthepotential.com. And I really want to hear from you all. If today's message is resonating with you and you want to set up your team for success so that you can design a sustainably profitable business that gives you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account, then hop on my calendar. We need to have a call. And something else that I want to share is we have a really exciting giveaway happening at Tap the Potential. For those of you who have been following along, who are loyal listeners, you know that we have a big, hairy, audacious goal at Tap the Potential to send 10,000 entrepreneurs on a 4-week vacation in the next 10 years. And so to do this, we are asking you to take the 4-week vacation pledge. And what this means is that you are committing to taking time off from your business, vacation testing your business so that you can identify the gaps that you need to fill in order to design a sustainably profitable business. You can take that pledge at tapthepotential.com/pledge. And drum roll, please. If we get to 100 pledges by the end of July, we are gifting a scholarship to our How to Hire the Best course. This is our premier course, A Tap the Potential, that teaches you how to effectively attract, hire, and retain top talent for your business. So head on over to tapthepotential.com/pledge to make your pledge and enter the drawing to win a seat in our How to Hire the Best course.
Thank you so much, Kaitlyn. And thank you to all of our listeners, to our Tap the Potential family and supporters over these past couple of weeks. And we just beg you to tune in next week and the few weeks following and learn more, taking a behind the scenes look at Tap the Potential and how we are set up to run effectively and efficiently in the business owner's absence, because it's our hope to support you in creating the same environment for your business so that you can focus on what matters most.